And good afternoon, everyone. This is Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor. My name is Jim, and this is the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG network. This is a directed network, and I am net control. If at any time during this net, should an emergency arise, please notify net control, and we'll stand by and allow those in need to access this frequency. Is there any priority or emergency traffic at this time? And hearing nothing, we will continue. This net is all about amateur radio. If you have a radio you want to check out, give us a shout. We're recording now live till 5, and then we'll post it up on YouTube, so you can come by later and do a call letter search for KC9VKV. That's Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor, and that will take you to our QSO-VLOG page, where we're now featuring about 1,250 recorded QSO-VLOG airchecks. Also this afternoon, we're running 4 Internet SDR receivers, monitoring Rochester, New York, Milford, Pennsylvania, Atlanta, Georgia, and Arlington, Virginia, trying to get a better copy on our 100-watt friends. Now, the audio from these 4 SDR receivers comes up on a 6-position rotary selector. Also on this selector is our local receiver audio. And today, our local receiver is running 2 large 10-foot vertical magnetic loop antennas, one aimed north and south, the other east and west. The north and south mag loop can be rotated. They are selected by a 3-position rotary selector. Position 3 of this selector is a co-phase option that many times is 3 to 4 dB hotter than mag loop 1 or 2 by themselves. We do run a lot of rotary selectors in our shack, mainly because there's nothing faster than a rotary switch for comparing multiple signals. And today we'll be running our input source indicator. So when we switch from an Internet SDR receiver to our local 990 receiver, you'll be able to hear the switch and see the switch. You'll have to check it out on our YouTube QSO-VLOG video. Well, those are our working conditions. How about yours? This is the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG network. And now let's check in and see if Charlie, K1GZL, is on frequency to bring us up to date on the latest 40-meter band propagation. Charlie's QTH is up north in northern New Hampshire, near the Canadian border. Charlie, got a copy?
Charlie, got a copy?
Yes, Jim, I sure do. You're coming in 10 over 9, direct from southern Indiana there. Very, very nice. This is K1GZL, Clarksville, New Hampshire. And how are you copying down there? Go ahead.
Copying just fine using the Milford SDR at 15 over this afternoon. Roger?
15 over this afternoon. Roger?
Okay, thank you very much. I want to give you a little bit of a contrast here on something. As I've mentioned, and I've played the recordings of Captain Mike, KX4 Whiskey Charlie, as he flies in the Boeing 707 from Philadelphia to Sacramento and a return trip. Now, he's at home. When he's home, he's in southwestern Virginia at a place called Abington, and that's not too far from Tennessee. However, I've got a back-to-back short, it's very short, recording of Captain Mike when he's talking about his garden in southwest Tennessee. He's just running an ICOM 7300 barefoot 100 watts to a dipole. And then when you hear him, he will be at Fort Wayne, Indiana at 37,000 feet, moving eastward at almost 600 miles per hour over the ground with a good tailwind and the temperature about 50-55 degrees below 0 Fahrenheit. So first, here is, I might have a little Ian in Australia on there, I'm not sure. But you'll hear Captain Mike talk about his garden. Then I'll switch over, and you can hear him at 37,000 feet. Here he is.
Team 4, Germany, Bravo Zulu, Kilo 3, Mike off. Go ahead, Chris.
Now here's Captain Mike.
just been working on the garden here in today. Anyway, 73 to you, Charlie, and I'll be listening for you guys tomorrow on K1GZL from...
Okay, now that was Captain Mike at home. Now here is... wait a minute. Here is Captain Mike at 37,000 feet near Fort Wayne.
Yeah, we're just northeast of Fort Wayne now.
Okay, I wonder if you copied that. I know that was short. KC9VKV, K1GZL.
Roger, Roger. I didn't notice much difference. He sounded the same one place or the other. Maybe, the aircraft microphone might just have been a little more mid-rangey, but in general, he sounded the same both ways.
He sounded the same both ways.
Well, it's remarkable. It's remarkable how that all works. To me, he is still Captain Mike, either if he were really sitting next to me, or at home in Southwest Virginia, or at 37,000 feet. So the marvel of radio, is still incredible to me, considering I got my ticket back in 1948. Go ahead.
Roger, Roger. Now, I bet Captain Mike dumbfounds Mother Nature because she can never figure out where he's coming from.
Oh, yes. He is very diverse, and he's spread out like an octopi, right?
Roger, Roger. Well, how's everything else going up that way?
Oh, fine. Very fine in the early morning. In the last couple of days, we've had a tremendous undercast. I'm looking right out over the fog, over the valley floor, and you can see that on my QRZ. It's not a lake, anybody looking. It's fog. And after an hour or two after sunrise, it does dissipate. But everything is going real fine here, and I am trying to cut some branches off of a few trees that have grown precipitously, or whatever that word is, and out of one of my rooms, starting to cut down the visibility. So they are in the process of giving up the limb. Go ahead.
Roger that. And I do believe that tree limbs and tree trunks do absorb RF energy. Now, obviously, probably, the higher the frequency, the more absorption that entity may bring. But even at HF frequencies, even down around 80 meters, I know that trees do conduct RF energy. I had a dipole antenna that the end of it ran over a limb. And I didn't think much of it, it went on and then tied off to the tree through an insulator and all that stuff, but part of the dipole did loop over a limb. Well, eventually come time to bring that dipole down, and I did notice that I was using RG6, I think somewhere around there, RG6 or something for the element on the dipole, and I noticed that right where it traversed over the limb, it had burnt the insulation right through the RG6 right into the limb. So don't be misled by the fact that trees wood is an insulator. It is, but as it's growing and it has I guess sap, it is more a conductor than one would think. Roger.
Oh, yeah. No, absolutely, Jim. I do agree with you 100% because I've seen in the past at also other locations when the trees do grow up, it can absorb some of the RF going out. And, it's best to keep as much of the field plane of the antenna in the clear. That really helps. But you're coming a little bit of static right now here on 40, and here's a couple of seconds of your signal direct.
Wood is an insulator. It is, but as it's growing and it has, the sap, it is more a conductor than one would think, Roger.
No, Roger. KC9VKV. I don't want to hold it too long. There may be many others that would like to get their rig tested out. And I appreciate, again, all the work you do, Jim, on helping other people out to get an idea of their audio and new rigs and the microphones and everything. KC9VKV, K1GZL, if I haven't faded away.
Roger, Charlie. Well, I have received something from ARRL, and I would like to read it. It's dated April 2nd, 2020. To James Ferguson, KC9VKV, 479 Island Drive, New Albany, Indiana, 47150, good operator notice. Dear Jim, the ARRL takes great pleasure in informing you that one of our volunteer monitors has nominated you to receive the good operator notice. You were selected due to your exemplary amateur radio operation and assisting other amateurs on 7188 on May 29th, 2020 from 1930 to 2100 UTC. The Volunteer Monitor Program is a joint program between the ARRL and the Federal Communications Commission to enhance the compliance in the amateur radio service. Thank you for setting a great example for all amateur radio operators and for your contribution to amateur radio. Sincerely, W. Riley Hollingsworth, K4ZDH, Program Coordinator, ARRL Volunteer Monitor Program. So that's real great, and I thank everyone that helped me get that, Charlie.
Oh, yes. Well, you certainly deserve it. Jim. You've done a terrific job. You've done a tremendous job on more or less showing the value of the hobby, and it unites people. It brings people closer together, and be all one of our systems, and we're one. And I'm glad that the ARRL did honor you on this, and I think it's a very, very great honor for you, and you deserve it. You deserve it 100%. And again, congratulations. Go ahead.
Well, Charlie, and congratulations to you also for helping do your part in helping the network. Thank you so very much, Roger.
Well, thank you so much, and it's always a pleasure. And I just hope that the hobby will remain helpful, and it's an exciting thing to get into new exploratory facets of the situation, communicating antennas, transmitters, new technology. It all comes together. And it shows the absolute value of the hobby, and extremely so when it comes to all kinds of emergencies that might arise. So, Jim, I want to thank you again for another good QSO, and we'll try to catch you next Friday there, unless we have a thunderstorm. One of those. Yikes. KC9VKV, K1GZL.
Roger, Charlie, and hopefully we'll have another year at least of find QSOs on 7188 on the QSO-VLOG net. Threes to you, Charlie. Stay cool up that way and keep your head down virus-wise. And we'll catch you next Friday. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. My name is Jim, and I'm better known in some circles as Dr. VKV. And we're recording now live till 5, so if you have a radio you want to check out, give us a shout. We'll post this recording up on YouTube in the next couple of days, so when you go to YouTube, just do a call it or search for KC9VKV, that's Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, and that will take you to our QSO VLOG page, and on that page you'll be looking for one QSO VLOG entitled My Group Aircheck 8/14/20. Again, My Group Aircheck 8/14/20, today's date. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO VLOG network. If you've got a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
You want to check out, give me a shout.
WA8RNB, is that correct?
NB, is that correct?
That's correct, Jim. WA8 Romeo November Bravo. Good afternoon to you. My name is Lee, Lima Echo Echo. I'm located in Troy, Michigan.
Your name is Wee, is that correct?
Your name is Wee, is that correct?
Correct.
Alrighty, sir. And again, you're in Virginia?
Righty, sir. And again, you're in Virginia?
Nope, I am in Michigan.
Alrighty, in Michigan. All right. And give me about 10 seconds on talking about your antenna system, and let me look around for a better pass.
Look around for a better pass.
Okay, be happy to do that. I understand which number you choose in. Today I just picked up this used ICOM 7600, and I think I've got things set up pretty nicely audio-wise, and I just wanted to get your thoughts and suggestion on anything that I may be able to do to make the audio sound better. But I've been hunting with this thing here now for the better part of a week, and it's been a lot of fun, and I've enjoyed it. Hopefully things at that end are sounding pretty good today to you, Jim. Go ahead.
Roger, we have set up a generic, pretty much a generic tune-up program, setup program, and if you will follow me through it, we'll make sure that you're at max capabilities there. It starts, of course, with the compressor in line at about a 3. Compressor on and add a 3, Roger?
Compressor on and add a 3, Roger?
Okay, very good. I'll do that. I have it at a 2. I'll up it to a 3. I've done that. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Then go to your ALC reading with mic gain in hand, and just speaking naturally into your microphone, adjust your mic gain until your ALC is running mid-scale to 2/3.
Running mid-scale to 2/3.
Okay, very good. Well, it's a little strong there, so let me back off a little bit here. That might be a little bit better right there. Go ahead.
Looking good, looking good. What we're looking for is a 3 dB dynamic range, and we arrived at 3 dB because, normal human speech is about 10 dB dynamic range. That is, dynamic range is from the softest part of your words to the loudest part of your words, and normal human speech is about a 10 dB headroom there. And for broadcast, though, that's not good enough, because we want to try to condense and fatten the signal to where our signal-to-noise ratio becomes so much better by running a 3 dB dynamic range versus a 10 dB dynamic range. So we set about to figure out how to get that 3 dB dynamic range, and by a combination of your compressor running at a 3, which is just a token amount, but we just need a little bit of compression there, and then by the setting of your ALC running in the mid-scale to 2/3 position, we arrive at a 3 dB dynamic range, which is just perfect for transmitting. Roger? Yeah, and I just had Milford, PA SDR go out, and now I've got it back in. So I did lose a little bit of you then. And you're right. I think today is again not one of those necessarily better propagation days on 40 meters. Roger.
Yeah, that's for sure. In fact, I've been kind of listening all afternoon. For sure. In fact, I've been kind of listening all afternoon, and this morning it wasn't bad here at 40, but as the morning progressed into the early afternoon and now mid to late afternoon, it has not been all that stellar. So, well, Jim, thank you very much for your help. I appreciate it. I'm doing a little work here at the computer. I'll let you carry on and pick up some other folks. But thanks for helping me today.
Yes, sir. And I think you sound really good now. Your dynamic range is about a 3, which is perfection. I did catch you probably at about 10 over that last transmission from the Milford PA SDR. So it sounds good. And if you would like to hear your radio, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, that will take you to our QSO-VLOG page. We're running about 1,250 recorded QSO-VLOGs at the moment, but you'll be looking for one entitled My Group Aircheck 8/14/20, today's date. My Group Aircheck 8/14/20. Roger.
My Group Aircheck 8/14/20. Roger.
Roger, thank you very much, Jim. And like you say, the band is up and down. You went from actually totally understanding you to almost into my noise level. So 7-3, Jim, thank you very much for helping me this afternoon. KC9VKV, WA8RNB.
Roger. We 3s to you, sir. Have a great afternoon. Beautiful weekend. This is the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. If you've got a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
If you've got a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Heard 2 stations in there. Try again, please.
Try again, please.
Yeah, I went around the horn on my SDRs, and I did not copy anyone at the moment. I did earlier, but that last break, I did not have a copy on anyone. This is the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. My name is Jim, KC9VKV, and we're listening.
VKV, and we're listening. November 3, Papa Japan Alpha.
There's a November 3 something Alpha station. Come back with the call sign again, please.
Something Alpha station. Come back with the call sign again, please.
This is November 3, Papa Japan Alpha. The name is Norm, Canton, Ohio.
Okay, I copy N3PJA, Norm in Ohio. Is that a Roger?
Norm in Ohio. Is that a Roger?
Norm, this is KC9VKV. Do you copy?
Norm, this is KC9VKV. Do you copy?
Yeah, this is N3PJA. The noise came back up and caught you there. I'm sorry I didn't get back to you as quick as I could. Just testing things out here. I didn't know exactly what's going on. So my rig is probably way out of tune.
Oh, it looks good. I'm copying you through the Milford PA SDR, and you're running about 10 over, Roger.
You're running about 10 over, Roger.
Roger. Thank you for the signal report there. So what, you're some kind of a net there? I didn't catch all of your call.
Yes, sir. We're a QSO-VLOG net for Friday afternoon between 3:30 and 5. We are recording, and then we post it up on YouTube so folks can come by and, check in. We can sometimes help them set up their radios, and then, like I say, we're recording all the time, and then we post it up on YouTube, and they can go to YouTube and do a call letter search for KC9VKV, and that will take you to the QSO-VLOG net, to the page, and we're running about 1,250 recorded QSO-VLOGs at the moment, but you'll be looking for one in specific to hear your radio, and that is a QSO entitled My Group Aircheck 8/14/20, which is today's date. My Group Aircheck 8/14/20, Roger.
My Group Aircheck 8/14/20, Roger.
Something
Square, standing by.
Roger, Roger. Norman, I'm sorry we are not having one of those spectacular propagation days today, but you know, you have to take it as Mother Nature gives it to you, and so we take the bad along with the good. And you did have a couple of moments where you were 12 to 15 over on Milford, and so you can hear your audio pretty well. So, you know, give us a couple of days to get this uploaded to YouTube, Roger.
Uploaded to YouTube, Roger.
3 Norm, and we'll catch you later, sir, if you can join us next Friday. This is Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. If you've got a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
If you've got a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Kilo 4, Bravo, Tango, Alpha.
There's a Kilo 4 Bravo Tango Alpha.
There's a Kilo 4 Bravo Tango Alpha.
That is correct. Kilo 4, Bravo, Tango, Alpha. Name is Louis. I'm in Marietta, Georgia.
Louis in Georgia, Marietta, Georgia. Well, listen, come back and give me about 10 seconds on your antenna system, and let me go through my SDRs and see if I can find a better path. Roger?
See if I can find a better path. Roger?
Yes, I'm running about 1,000 here, and I have an inverted V at about 50 feet at the apex, running a 7B Shure microphone with a QRO amplifier running about 1,000 watts, 10 watts in, 1,000 out.
Roger that. Now, and what radio are you running today?
I am running a Flex 6600.
Okay, running a Flex 6600. All right, just looking at your audio, Louis, I'm looking at it on a VU meter and also a spectrum analyzer, and it looks like you might could be a little fatter if you would be interested in doing that.
A little fatter meaning a little bit more low.
Well, let's get the dynamic range right first, and then we'll see what we need EQ-wise. But our generic setup starts with engaging your compressor at a 3. The process starts with engaging your compressor at a 3. Roger?
Engaging your compressor at a 3. Roger?
I lost you. I had you there, okay, and then I started to lose you.
Yes, sir. Well, let me try again. Let me pump up here just a little bit. Pump up, pump up, pump up. Okay. How do you copy now, Louis?
Okay. How do you copy now, Louis?
Yeah, Roger. I got you. 5959. Over.
Alrighty. So our setup process begins with you engaging your compressor at a 3. Engage your compressor. Turn it on at a 3. Roger, Roger.
Compressor. Turn it on at a 3. Roger, Roger.
Is that enough or just too much?
3. 1, 2, 3. Can you set it on a 3?
3. 1, 2, 3. Can you set it on a 3?
Okay, it's set on 3.
You tell me. Do you? What kind of input control do you have on your compressor, sir?
What kind of input control do you have on your compressor, sir?
Right now I have it at a +3, over.
Excellent. That's where we're talking about. That's exactly where you need to be. Now, go to your ALC meter with mic gain in hand, and as you speak just naturally, normally into your microphone, adjust your mic gain until your ALC meter is running mid-scale to 2/3. Mid-scale to 2/3 on your ALC meter by way of adjusting your mic gain as you speak naturally into your mic.
Your mic gain as you speak naturally into your mic.
Okay, here we go. I'm about a little bit above the -10. A little bit above, about 3/4 of the way on my ALC. 3/4 of the way on the ALC.
All right. Now you want to be, as you utilize your microphone, you want to stay on access to your microphone, and that means I'm assuming you're somewhere around 2 to 3 inches away from your mic.
Somewhere around 2 to 3 inches away from your mic.
I am now about 2, maybe 3 inches away, end-fed type approach to the microphone.
Yes, sir. Okay, that's exactly where you want to be. That last transmission, your dynamic range was 3 dB, and that's exactly what you want. So memorize exactly where you were as you address the microphone, and that is your hot spot, your favorite position, your best position on that microphone, and try to stay in that position. If you turn your head, look around, you know you will be losing some of your articulation. So you want to stay right there on that microphone, exactly where you were, Roger.
Here on that microphone, exactly where you were, Roger.
Yeah, Roger, that was at a 45-degree angle at when I was talking to you, and now I'm directly on the end-fed part of the that Shure 7B, so it should be a whole lot better now.
Yes, sir. Looks good. Now, do you know how to get to your EQ, your equalization?
To your EQ, your equalization?
Yes, sir, I do.
All right. What I want you to do is crank in 2 clicks top-end EQ extra from where you are right now, plus 2 clicks additional from whatever EQ you have now on your top-end EQ.
You have now on your top-end EQ.
Okay, that's 2 clicks on the top end, 2 clicks.
Yes, so 2 additional clicks from wherever you are, plus 2 from wherever you are on the top-end EQ.
2 from wherever you are on the top-end EQ.
Okay, that's 2 clicks, 2 clicks. Is that any better?
All right, now I want you to tell me about your antenna system in 10 or 15 seconds, and let me hear you.
In 10 or 15 seconds, and let me hear you.
Yeah, Roger, this is K4BTA. I have a dipole at 50 feet at the apex, homemade, Home Depot, 14-gauge wire. Sure. Running a Flex 6600 7B microphone running 1,000 watts, 10 watts in from the radio, and 1,000 watts out of my amplifier.
Roger, that looks good. Your dynamic range is 3 dB, so that's exactly where you want to be. So you're good to go there, and EQ really helped to sharpen up the articulation of your audio. You know, articulation is the thing that makes understanding the words easier when you're in heavy noise or QRM. Roger?
You're in heavy noise or QRM, Roger?
QSO, Roger, that last time you just hit my meter right about 20 plus, so you're doing an outstanding job down here in Georgia. Thank you very much. I have not set this radio since I bought it. I've been buying microphones, but I never got a chance to get with you, so I can set it. For that, I thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, you know, mics are all strange, and different people sound different on different microphones, you know. But as I hear it, I'm usually in favor of a little more high-frequency content to increase the level of intelligibility, because we live in a less than perfect world as far as radio reception, and so as that noise builds up, you need to be able to be understood, and that is a result of your articulation. Those that do not have a very good top end in their audio spectrum tend to not be able to be understood in adverse conditions, as well as those that are more articulated in their audio. Roger?
Are more articulated in their audio, Roger?
QSO, you're absolutely right. The signal will not penetrate the noise. I'm a firm believer in that also, and like I said, I appreciate you helping me out. At the beginning there, I sounded kind of muffled, and now I can hear myself sounding a lot better, and for that I thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Now, Louis, I do advise that folks do not use their monitoring system when they transmit. I do advise that you not use your monitoring system when you transmit, because life is full of leaks, particularly headphone leaks and stuff like that, and those leaks tend to get into your audio and not help it at all. Usually most leaks adversely affect the quality of the audio. So it's better, I think, not to use the monitor system if you know, I don't think you should use your monitor system when you're transmitting, Roger?
Your monitor system when you're transmitting, Roger?
Yes, sir. Let me rephrase what I meant to say was that I went ahead and recorded the conversation on my radio and played it back after you were speaking, so I can notice how my voice came across on my recorder. Back to you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And, if you go to, we are recording now live till 5, so we have a recording of our transmissions back and forth, and if you want to hear your radio and the difference between the beginning and the end of it as far as we are us working on it, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor, that's KC9VKV, that will take you to our QSO-VLOG page, and on that page you'll be looking for a QSO entitled My Group Aircheck 8/14/20, which is today's date. My Group Aircheck 8/14/20, and give us 48 hours to get that uploaded, Roger.
Give us 48 hours to get that uploaded, Roger.
Yeah, Roger that. Yes, I'll copy loud and clear. Appreciate it very much. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. God bless you.
Roger there. Lewis, 3 to you, sir, and thanks for checking in. If you get a chance, join us next Friday at between 3:30 and 5 as we do it again on the QSO-VLOG net. This is KC9VKV. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout. London Romeo 5 Golf.
What was that, London 5 Golf?
Was that London 5 Golf?
There was a station something Golf, ending in Golf.
There was a station something Golf, ending in Golf. November Romeo 5 Golf.
November Romeo 5 Golf. What's the name there, sir?
5 Golf. What's the name there, sir? Good afternoon, Jim. My name here is Lee, London, Echo. I'm in Central Georgia. Over.
Roger, Lee. Well, gosh, you sound like you might be hitting your ALC a little hard, but let's go through a setup if you would like, and we'll correct that down the road just in a short. First thing is engage your compressor at a 3. Get your compressor on and just bring it in at a 3, Roger?
Bring it in at a 3, Roger. Okay, very good, Jim. I've set it probably around about a 3, over.
Yes, sir. Now go to your ALC with mic gain in hand and adjust your ALC for mid-scale to 2/3 as you speak normally, naturally into your microphone. Just take your mic gain and adjust it to where your ALC is running mid-scale to 2/3 as you speak naturally into your microphone.
As you speak naturally into your microphone. Okay, very good, Jim. I'm backing off the mic here, and I'm speaking right at about 2/3 on the ALC, over.
Yes, sir. Yes, you have a lot more dynamics to your audio now. Before you were really up against the wall crying, help, help. It kind of reminds me of someone trying to communicate with ants on the moon. You know, you're pushing it for all you can, and what happens is you get terrible, your dynamic range gets crushed to nothing. And so actually that's a case where you are over too hard into your ALC, you become just ragged out and very difficult to understand. So you need, our favorite is a 3 dB dynamic range, which is an excellent compromise and a beautiful signal to be transmitting versus a 10 dB wide dynamic range, which is, no processing at all. So you want that 3 dB, and that's looks to be where you are right now, Roger.
3 dB, and that's looks to be where you are right now, Roger. Okay, I do have a little bit of inside, Jim, but do I understand you to say that the audio is okay at this point, over?
Roger. Now, I would add, do you know where your equalizer is?
Do you know where your equalizer is? Yeah, I have an 8-band equalizer. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
All right. What we're looking for is the top EQ. We want to push the top a little bit more than where it is. So, what readings do you have on your first your top end three EQ positions? First, let me ask you: is it a parametric EQ, or is it inboard EQ, or what?
EQ, is it inboard EQ or what? I'm not so sure about that, Jim. I'm running a Flex Radio 6500, and I'm using the 8-band equalizer that goes with the software. Over.
Yes, sir. Okay, yeah. Top of that, the top frequencies on that 8-band. Tell me what the first three are. What frequencies the first three are?
3R. What frequencies the first 3R? Well, it starts at 53, then it graduates to 125, to 250, and then up to 500, 1K, 2K, 4K, and 8K. Over.
Yes, sir. All right. What we want to do is we want to, the whole idea behind equalization is to balance the top end to the mid-range and the bottom end to the mid-range. So what we want to do is we want to make that happen easily, and if you push the mid-range, it makes it so much harder for the top and the bottom to catch up to balance. So what we want to do is make sure that the equalization controls between 800 and 1.5 are flat. We want to make sure that the controls between, say, 800 and 1.5 are neither cut nor boost adjustments. Roger?
Neither cut nor boost adjustments. Roger? Okay, Roger. Okay, I've set that back. I've got the, let's see, 1 set to about flat. Over.
Yes, sir. I just went to my local antenna, and you're doing about 12 over, so I'm in a much better position, I think, at the moment than through the SDRs. So after we get that 800 to 1.5K controls in the flat position, we'll proceed. Roger?
Roger. I have those in the flat position right now. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Okay, now you have, at your very top, you have 8K. I want you to take that to the mid-position boost, halfway to maximum boost on your 8K. So is that a 0 to 10 boost possibility?
Well, I'm not exactly sure. It doesn't really give me a lot of information to select from. I'm on the 8K setting, and right now it's from the bottom to the top. It's just a little over halfway up the scale. Over.
Excellent, excellent. Now go to your 4K and put it in the same position. Adjust your 4K in the same position.
Okay, Jim, I have done that. Both the 4K and the 8K are just slightly above midway. Over.
Okay, now what mic are you running incidentally?
I'm running a HUGH Goldline 4 with the normal mic selection. I'm not using the extra high element. I'm using the normal element that's supplied in it. Over.
Is that a selectable switch?
Yes, it is, and I've got selected in the regular mic element and not the high element that you would normally use for, say, working the pileups and so on. Go ahead.
All right. Just out of curiosity, can you change that and let me hear it one way or the other?
Well, I can throw the switch. Here it is in the high position, and I'm off the mic about 3 or 4 inches. And I'll go ahead and select the regular mic there. That's back to the regular mic element. Over.
Okay. Just leave it in regular, and then so we are down to our 2K control. Is that a Roger?
What was that about the 2K?
All right. We adjusted the 8K. We adjusted the 4K. Now we're down to the 2K.
Okay. I'm with you on 2K, and right now the 2K is set right at flat.
Okay, advance the 2K to the mid-range boost position, halfway to max boost on the 2K. Well,
I'm not sure about any boost control.
All I can tell you right now is that the 2K setting is just slightly above halfway from bottom to top. Over.
Okay. Let's see. So you're saying that the 2K is in the flat position, Roger? You know what we have is we have cut and boost. So to the right from center is boost. From the left of center is cut. So we want to go about halfway to the max position to the right. We want to boost that 2K, Roger?
Okay. Well, on this 8-band equalizer display, Jim, all the sliders only go from bottom to top. Bottom to top. There is no left or right selection. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Well, you have no zero detent for neither cut nor boost. I mean, all right. I tell you what. Put that 2K in the same position as the 8K and the 4K.
Same position as the 8K and the 4K. Okay, I've set up now. The 2K, the 4K, and the 8K are slightly less than about slightly under 6.
Roger, I lost you just a little bit there on that last one, and conditions have been deteriorating over the past few minutes. I'm hoping that they come back and I can hear you a little clearer. But to review on your EQ, your 8K is halfway to the right as far as boost. Your 4K is the same position, and your 2K is the same position. Roger?
Your 2K is the same position. Roger? Roger, Jim. Over.
Okay, now all we need is Mother Nature to give you a nice 10-15 over, and I can hear you clearly and see that that's all working fine. I've gone through my SDRs, and Milford, like normal, is pulling you out best, I've checked the others in my local, and I do not have a very good copy on you, but in just a couple of minutes, hopefully Mother Nature will send us a nice propagation, and I'll be able to hear you clearly. Roger?
Propagation, and I'll be able to hear you clearly. Roger? Okay, very good, Jim. Will the 500 and the 250 sliders, will those make much difference?
They will, but I think they're exactly where they need to be. But what I need you to do now is to go back to your ALC and with mic gain in hand, and again adjust your ALC for mid-scale to 2/3 as you speak naturally. See, what happens is, as we do these EQs, they cum up and force the volume hotter than what it was. So you need to go back to your ALC and with mic gain in hand and adjust the ALC reading for mid-scale to 2/3 after our EQs. Roger?
Mid-scale to 2/3 after our EQs. Roger? Okay, very good. I'm gonna start back there, and okay, now I'm looking at right at about 2/3 on the ALC. Over.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And that's that's what you should remember. Anytime you make changes to your audio system, you need to go back to your ALC just to be sure that you're still running mid-scale to 2/3. You want to run mid-scale to 2/3 regardless of what you've done as far as any adjustments. Like in particular, like when you switch microphones, there's many different levels on microphones, and when you switch microphones, you definitely need to go back to your ALC and be sure that you're running mid-scale to 2/3. Roger?
That you're running mid-scale to 2/3. Roger, Jim. Sure, Cat. Okay. If you think that everything is about where it should be, I can back off and let you help some other stations. Over.
I think you look good. And if you can, join us next Friday, and maybe we'll have some better conditions to check it a little closer. But it sounds good to me right now.
Check it a little closer. Right now. QSK.
Frequencies in use, please.
Basically like you. Frequencies in use, please. And I'm happy with the way things are doing. So, and you know, right now we have a thunderstorm.
Fine, Jim. Back to you.
Roger. Well, I'll let you get out of there. I know every time the thunderstorms come around here, I'd be sure to disconnect my antennas and all that stuff. So I'll let you get at that. 3 is for now. Thanks for dropping by, Lee, and you have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend. And again, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor, that will take you to our QSO-VLOG page, and you'll be looking for My Group Aircheck 8/14/20. Today's date. My Group Aircheck 8/14/20. Roger.
Roger. Thank you very much for your time, Jim. Always enjoy listening to your help other stations. Settings here, Jim, and we'll listen out as you help other people here. This is NR5G over, and see you later.
Roger, Lee. 3 is that way, sir. Have a great afternoon. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Kilo 4, Lima, Quebec, Lima. Canada, Germany, Zanzibar, QLC.
There's a Kilo 4 station. Try it again, please.
Kilo 4, Lima, Quebec, Lima, K4LQL.
LQL, this is KC9VKV. What's the name there?
The handle here is George. And James, you got a beautiful signal into Alabama. I've your conversation, and I've been adjusting my ALC. I think I've got it right, but on the compression, I've got a little ICOM 718. On the compression, I can't find how to set that, so I don't have any compression on at all right now.
Roger. Do you not have a volume control pot that will adjust your ALC? I'm sorry, will adjust your compression?
No, sir. I went into the setup mode. You know, I've looked everywhere I know to look to find an adjustment for it, but I can't find anything at all to actually set the ALC mode.
All right, then let's do an experiment. You do have an insertion control. You can turn your compressor on, Roger.
I have a button to turn it on. I don't have it on right now.
Okay, what I want you to do, and this is just, the thing is, if a compressor is adjusted too much compression, when you key and don't speak, it will suck up the background, and this will be reflected in your watt meter. And if you're running excessive compression when you key but don't speak, if you're running excessive compression, you'll see your watt meter come up to maybe mid-scale, 2/3 or a third up or something. So what I want you to do is have your compressor engaged. I want you to key but not say anything, and then look at your output meter and tell me what it reads. Roger?
Roger. Okay, it was only showing 1 bar.
Okay, and that is with your compressor engaged, Roger? All right, George, I'm still trying to find you. I'm looking around on these SDRs. I still haven't found one that's better than my local antenna, and I'm only copying you about 3 dB over my noise level. So if you can copy me, what's your location, sir?
I'm located in the state of Alabama, right directly in the middle of the state.
Located in Alabama. And what radio are you running, sir?
I'm running an ICOM 718.
718, and what microphone?
All right, the microphone is a little ICOM desk mic. Let me look at the number. Mic is an IC SM6.
Ah, yes. Okay, so it looks like you might be a little hot into your ALC. So what I'm going to suggest is, with mic gain in hand, look at your ALC and just speak naturally into your microphone and adjust your mic gain to where your ALC is running mid-scale to 2/3.
Okay, let's see. Right now it's showing about, right there is about 2/3, and I've got the mic about, I guess, about 4 inches from my mouth.
All right, it sounds a little hot. I want you to back out of your compressor. Turn your compressor off and let me hear you.
Okay, that should be compressor off.
Okay, and again, you're running mid-scale to 2/3 on your ALC, Roger?
Roger.
All right, tell me about your antenna system.
Okay, now the antenna system, James, is a homemade dipole, and unfortunately it's about half of it in the trees, and I can't get up there to do much about it right now.
Roger, you still sound like you might be a little hot into your ALC. So what is your current mic gain control numbers? What's your mic gain saying that your mic gain is?
Mic gain is reading 16.
All righty, and what's the maximum mic gain number? In other words, how high does that mic gain go?
It goes, excuse me, I'm having to turn it back down. It goes all the way up to 99.
Alrighty, do you have a mic gain on your microphone? Is your microphone powered microphone?
James, it's got a little rotatable knob on the bottom of it that says low on one side and high on the other, and I've got it set about midway.
I turned it down to a little bit more on the low side. Turn it down. Yeah, turn it down a little bit more on the low side. You sound like you might be overdriving your audio front end. So you want to be maybe a third up from the low position. About a third up as opposed to halfway. Just about a third up from low. Roger?
Okay, Roger. That's got it up about a third. How does that sound?
All right, now I want you to look at your ALC again, and now adjust your mic gain on your radio to where your ALC is running mid-scale to 2/3.
Roger. I'll do that. Let's see. Hello. That should be about 2/3, James.
Roger. Now, when we adjust microphones, we don't want to whistle and we don't want to go like that. We want to just speak naturally, because that meter, we want that meter to reflect what we're normally doing, and we're normally not doing or whistling. So just speak naturally into your mic and adjust your ALC by mic gain control until the ALC is running mid-scale to 2/3. Roger, Roger. Well, Mother Nature has pulled the plug just about on our propagation, but maybe she'll bring it back here. I'm thinking it's sounding pretty good, but I want to hear more of it. Tell me about the best thing you like about your radio.
It's an ease of operation. I also have an FT857 that I've been using, experimenting with digital mode, and I like this little base station. It's ease of operation. I like the instruments on it. The hearers on this is quite as good as what the FT857 has, but I do like it very much. Over.
Roger, Roger, George. Well, what I want you to do now is back off on your mic, and you still sound like you might be a little hot into your ALC. You're running about 2 dB dynamic range. What we're looking for is about 3. So maybe back off a little bit on your mic gain. If it is 16 or something, back it down to about 13. Roger?
Roger. Okay, that's got it back down to 13. And I also have the mic sitting on the desk about, I'm going to say a good 6 or 7 inches away from me, over.
All right, I want you closer to that mic. I think most Radio Shacks are not acoustically treated walls, and we probably want to work around 2 to 3 inches away from our microphone. That way we have a nice signal-to-noise ratio going into the radio. And you know, there are all kinds of things that can get into your audio, like blowers and wives yelling at kids and, you know, all kinds of stuff. So if we run that microphone about 2 to 3 inches away, that is a pretty good, you know, distance. Would that be comfortable for you, sir?
Yeah, okay, this is about 2 to 3 inches away. I'm trying to talk to her now.
Yeah, I would do that, and then you know, again, tell me about your radio, and again, something that you really like about your radio.
Okay. Well, it's small. It's compact. Of course, has a built-in power supply, typical of most gas models, which I do like. And I like the fact that you can adjust most of the controls, and they're easy to get to. It's right in front of me, easy to reach. It sounds good too. Of course, I'm using earphones, but I normally do when I try to talk to somebody because, like I say, I'm a little hard of hearing. So is that any better, James? Over.
I think we're coming along now. Let's see, gosh, I wanted you to. Oh, your compressor is off. Is that a Roger? Or is it on? Yeah, okay, take your compressor off, and let me hear you without the compressor. Trying to figure out exactly why you're still about 2 dB. You should have been back to about 3 dB, but take that compressor off and let me hear you without it.
Roger. Okay, that's the compression totally off, and still have the mic about probably 3 inches in front of my face, over.
I think that's sounding a lot cleaner. So we'll just bypass that compressor. Just keep that compressor off. Now go back to your ALC and adjust your mic gain to where your ALC is running mid-scale to 2/3.
Alrighty. Let's see. I just got it in. It's still showing about 2/3 right there on number 13 there, James, over.
Okay, so your audio was pretty loose there. You have about a 5 dB dynamic range. So I think what it is, come back with your compressor on and let me hear that for a minute.
Okay, James, now that's compression back on. That is compression back on, same distance away from the mouth, over.
Yes, sir. So what you need to do is I want you to go to the book on your radio and find out where that compressor is and how to get to set the level, because it's really squashing your audio right now. So it's set too high. When you find out how to adjust your compression, you want to set it on a 3. You want it to run a third of its possibilities. So if it's a volume control, that is, you only want to run it a third of the volume or input that it could, or a 3 out of 10 or a 30 out of 100. Roger?
Roger. Okay, James, I thank you very much for the help here. I've been listening to you for a while, and I might add, you've got a beautiful, clean signal here in Alabama. It's been a joy to talk to you, my friend. and I'll say 73s. Have a great day. K4LQL will be clear.
Yes, sir, George. Yeah, and like I say, you look in that book and figure out how to bring that compression down to a 3, and I think you'll be absolutely perfect. Right now, it's you a little warm, and it's adding a little distortion, and it's collapsing your dynamic range to about 1.5 dB to 2 dB, which is too much. So when you read the book there and adjust that to a 3, I think you'll be right on. So 3's George. Have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend. Thanks for dropping by. And if you want to hear your audio, if you go to YouTube and do a call out or search for Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor, that will take you to our QSO-VLOG page, and you'll be looking for a QSO entitled My Group Aircheck 81420. My Group Aircheck 81420, and give us 48 hours to get it loaded up. Roger?
Roger. Okay, James, thank you very much, my friend. Stay safe.
Roger, Roger, George, likewise. 3's to you, sir. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Kilo Alpha 8, Papa Golf Whiskey.
Let's see, Kilo Alpha 8, and what was the rest?
KAAPGW, Northeast Ohio, and the handle here is Merv, Mike Echo Romeo Victor.
Roger, Merv, and where was your location again, please?
Near Akron, Ohio. Near Akron, Ohio.
Roger that, and what radio are you running, sir?
Okay, we're running the 7100 ICOM, and feeding that into a homemade Carolina Wyndham 140. And today we're running a GE Master 2 microphone, and running about 25% on the mic gain. So, and then running about 100 watts. So, back to you.
Yes, sir. Now that GE, is that from 2 meter days, or is that otherwise?
Otherwise. No, that's commercial radio used in the 450 and the 2 meter range and all that. So it's definitely it's a commercial microphone, big and heavy. You can use it for a hammer.
Yeah, Roger. A Broderick Crawford microphone from the old Highway Patrol.
Affirmative. It's made by Shure. So big heavy duty microphone. So I discovered when I plugged it in that running 50 to 100% audio was way too much, so I had to cut it back to about 25%.
Yes, sir. What you want to do, for fattening is we suggest running your compressor at a 3, bring your compressor online at a 3, and then go to your ALC with mic gain in hand and adjust your mic gain to where your ALC is running a mid-scale to 2/3. And that way your dynamic range should turn out to be about 3 dB, which is just excellent for broadcast. Roger?
Okay, well, we turned the processor on, and so that's what it looks like with the processor on.
Yes, sir. Now you adjust your processor for 3. You just want to token them out. Just a 3 out of 10, 30 out of 100, or 1/3 of its rotatable gain control. Roger.
Okay. Well, we'll have to do that then. Back that off to about a 3. I'm not sure where it's at. I'll have to get into the menu there to find out where it's at.
Roger that. Do you have numbers on your control input attenuation or what?
Attenuation or what? Not that familiar with the radio yet, so I know it's somewhere, and I'm trying to think. I was pushing the compression there, and I couldn't find the setting, so we'll have to work on that a little bit here to get that back to about a 3.
All right, what you can do is, with mic gain in hand, key your mic and a dead key without talking, and then adjust your mic gain until your residual RF level on your watt meter is just about, just barely in there. Maybe just about a quarter of an inch, half an inch up the scale on the dead key. So you're dead keying your audio, and then adjust your mic gain with your compressor on. Adjust your mic gain to where you're showing just a little bit of trash in the bottom of your watt meter reading. Roger.
Roger on that. Well, I found it finally. I had to hold the compression button, and then it showed up. So, all right, yeah, we backed it off. It was set at about 4. We brought it down to a 2, and I noticed, when I keyed up, it would, the watt meter would jumped up there, quite a bit. So it was a little bit too hot.
Roger, you should be able to run it at a 3. And not be too hot. If you would, set it on a 3, and then let's go to your ALC and make that adjustment. Roger?
Yeah, Roger on that. Yeah, they were at a 3, and we'll see where it is. And the ALC, running almost about 90% on the ALC.
All right, what we want to do is adjust your mic gain until your ALC is running mid-scale to 2/3. As you speak naturally into your microphone. Adjust your ALC reading for mid-scale to 2/3 as you speak naturally into your microphone.
All right, that's all we'll do. We'll keep backing it off here, and where are we at here? About 3/4 there. It dropped all the way down to, about 4% on the mic gain, so see what that looks like. I can tell on the watt meter, it's definitely swinging the needle quite a bit.
Yes, so that looks good. That looks about 3 dB, and that's exactly where you want to be. So I would just keep it right there. 3 dB is the ideal dynamic range that we want to transmit. Roger?
Yeah, Roger on that. Well, good enough. Well, that's what it's really surprising how hot this old GE microphone is. It's probably 50 years old, and it's amazing that they put that much gain into these old commercial radios.
Roger, now does that one, does it have, like some of the GE stuff, does it have a light on it, or are you using a DC supply from the radio, or how are you making that work?
No, it's just the 4 wires out of the microphone right in the radio. So it's the handheld microphone. They also make a bass fuse, but I don't have one of those. But it's just the 4 wires right out there. Right now, I just got the wires twisted together till I decide what I'm going to do. Then I'll probably put a 8-pin connector on it and plug it in.
Roger that. Well, this sounds good. And those microphones are designed for communication. So, looking at your audio on a spectrum analyzer, there's not a bunch in the bottom end, but those mics are designed for communication. Roger?
Affirmative, commercial communication. And it looks like what they built audio into the microphone and make sure that the audio gets through, and that way they don't have to put as much gain into the radio. So kind of neat, yeah. Okay, well, thanks for the help there, and get her all lined up, so appreciate it. So have yourself a good afternoon. This is Merv, KTGW, Northeast Ohio, near Akron, Ohio.
Roger, Merv, and I would keep my ALC meter up and just look at it here in the next few days, but I would keep it up so you can fine-tune that mic gain control to where it's running mid-scale to 2/3. We want it at least mid-scale and moving towards 2/3, and between that those 2 points is where you're going to come up with your 3 dB dynamic range for fatness. Roger?
Yeah, affirmative, yeah. I hit it 5%, I bumped it up to 10% to bring the ALC up, so we're up about 3/4 on the ALC.
Yes, sir. Looks good. You just don't want to bang it on up there, hard, because you just squish your dynamic range, and it just sounds, up against the wall. Roger.
Yeah, good enough. All right, well, good enough, yeah. I'll have to look at, maybe bring the bottom end up just a tad bit and see what that looks like. So, well, very good. I've heard you in there before and keep forgetting about that you're on Friday afternoon, so we finally, today, happened to bump into the frequencies. Oh, yeah, that's right, you're in there. So, thanks for checking it out, and we'll give it a whirl, play with it for a while, and put a 8-pin mic connector on and plug her in directly without having the ends twisted together here. Hi. KAAPGW.
Roger, Merv. And, I would shoot for, if you're going to add some bottom end, I would go at 250 cycles. I would boost at 250 cycles. I wouldn't try to boost that mic at 100 cycles because it'd be a cold day and whatever before that mic would ever see 100 cycles. But you could probably find some active frequency content at 250. So that's where I would go to boost the bottom end a little bit. But again, you want that intelligibility. That's the thing. And I'm assuming that if you wanted a really full range microphone, you would be running a Heil Special or something. So I think you have in mind where you want to be, Roger.
Yeah, affirmative. I do have a Heil headset here, and got to run it at about 100% to make it work. So, but I'm really happy with the way this one turned out. So we decided we're going to go run this one for a while.
Roger that. Now, be careful about that headset, particularly if you're listening to your own voice, because those headsets do leak, and that leakage is not necessarily a good thing in your audio. It never is a good thing. It always, any leakage just detracts from your basic audio, I think. So, if you do use those phones with your audio as you speak, I would have it very low, so there would be a minimum of leakage, Roger.
Yeah, Roger on that. And the earpiece phone is kind of in bad shape, so that'd be a good idea to put a new one on there to kind of seal that off, so you don't get any leaching from the earphone.
Yeah, roger that. Okay, Murph, 3 to you, sir. Thanks for checking in. And if you want to hear your audio, if you go to YouTube and do a call out a search for Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor, that will take you to our QSO-VLOG page. We're running about 1,250 recorded QSOs at the moment, but you'll be looking for one in specific entitled My Group Aircheck 81420. And you would usually find that on page 1. My Group Aircheck 81420, and give us a couple of days, 48 hours to get it uploaded. Roger?
48 hours to get it uploaded. Roger? Yeah, Roger. Well, 1420. So we'll check that out, and thanks again. So have a great day there. This is KPGW.
Roger, Mervyn. Those numbers are today's date, 8/14/20. Today's date. My Group Aircheck 8/14/20. 3 to you, sir. Have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend, and if you get a chance, join us next Friday for our QSO-VLOG Net, where we record live from 3:30 to 5. And if anybody else has got a radio they want to check out, we got about 13 minutes of airtime left. Give me a shout. KC9VKV listening.
KC9VKV listening. Kilo 4, Lima, Japan, Echo.
Kilo 4, Lima, Japan, Echo. What's the name there, sir?
Name here is Jim, Juliet, India, Mike. Jim in the Garden of Eden, North Carolina.
Yes, sir. Jim in North Carolina. What's going on, sir?
Yeah, we're on the same rig. And as last time we talked, only thing I did different is I put the tube preamp back in the line here, and backed off on the gains to hopefully not be overdriving everything. I just thought I'd get an opinion. KC9VKV, K4LJE.
Roger, Jim. Now, is that the TR7?
Yes, sir. It sure is.
Wow, looking at your signal on my spectrum analyzer, you're pretty full range there, sir. You got a nice top end, nice bottom end, Roger.
Well, I
doggone. I think the preamp has helped. It's got a 12AX7 vacuum tube in it, so that sounds good. I appreciate that.
Roger, and what mic are you using?
Roger, and what mic are you using?
Okay, the mic is a Rode, R-O-D-E, NC-1.
All right. Well, we're broadcast quality.
Well, I don't know about that with the TR7, but we're trying as hard as we can, pedaling just as hard as we can pedal there, over.
Roger. Well, I don't think you can ever go wrong with a 12AX7. I use a 12AX7 in my ART mic preamp for a little warmth. So, but now, how much transistorized versus tube is the TR7?
Okay, the TR7 is fully solid state, Roger.
Okay, so internally the 12AX7 doesn't exist. You have that outboard?
Yeah, it's outboard. It is it's a Behringer. It's a Behringer preamp with a few adjustments on it. It's got a limiter, which we do have a limiter in line, and it has attenuator, and it has input gain and output gain.
Roger, and that furnishes DC. That Rode is a condenser, Roger?
Yeah, Roger. That way I don't have to, I can experiment with different microphones across the board with whatever rig I happen to have here in the shack that I'm trying to get some self-satisfaction with. I've got multiple outputs on the mixer board I can send to different rigs and have different rigs EQ'd differently, Roger.
Roger. Now the thing is to be sure that your mic, your internal mic gain control is set at least 10:30, 11 o'clock-ish, so your level, it's looking for that level, 10:30 to 11 o'clock. If you get down there where that internal mic gain is around 8:30 or 9 o'clock, you could be looking at some slight distortion, but turn that internal gain up to about 10:30, somewhere around there, and then adjust your output electronics to suit that, and then you'll be right in a good place level-wise coming in.
Roger, well, as it is now, it is about, it's very, very, very close to, I'd say it's about 21 or 22 minutes after there, Roger.
I'm sorry, sir. I just lost my Rochester and my Milford. Right side by side. I went to the other, and let me bring Milford back up. Come on, Milford. You know you love me. Come on. I'm your friend. I always say good things about the Milford PASDR, and it knows it. So here we go. All right, I'm back into business on Milford. Come back and repeat that last, Jim.
Yeah, it's instead of 10:30, it's about 22, 23 minutes after there, Roger.
Oh yeah, okay, close enough for government work. Yeah, that's the whole thing, though. You want to be sure that you're not over pushing your front end, and if you get that gain there at about 10:30 or so, that's a good place to be, and you know that you're not going to be pushing too hard. And again, what's the name of the preamp that you're running? It is a Behringer. It's not that high end, but it's an ultra gain Behringer brand ultra gain MIC 100, mic 100 with the 12AX7 in it. Yeah, essentially that's what I'm running. Mine's ART preamp, but they're just beautiful. Great frequency response, very low noise. I run mine in limit only for a couple of dB or so, because I don't want to get too muddy there, too full. I want to keep about a 3 dB dynamic range, Roger. Yeah, Roger. Okay, well, very good. We're also running the SB220 amplifier here.
we're getting about 1250 to 1300 watts out here on the full bore. Antenna is an end-fed wire, 117 feet long, about 30 feet up. And Jim, in case you have anything else, I'm going to, or suggestions or whatever, I'm going to let you go. And I appreciate the help here, and I'm going to see if you can get somebody else in here before the pumpkin scare comes along again. KC9VKV, K4LJE.
Roger, Jim. Well, listen, Mr. Drake would be very appreciative of you operating that TR7 in such a beautiful way. I mean, he you know, had a great taste, even when, you know, back in the day that he was building those radios. TR7, I think, was one of the last radios that he built. Was that not true?
Radios that he built, was that not true?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It was. I think it might have been the last one. I'm not 100% on that, but I think he built a few more receivers and solid-state shortwave receivers and stuff like that, general coverage. I think they did that, and I think they did some more commercial work maybe. I'm not sure. But I started to go with the TR4, but I caught one of these in pretty fair shape, so I just went ahead with this one. Over.
Oh, yeah, much better. The evolutions between the TR4, which I've got the TR4, I believe it is. That's a two package system, and it you know, did 10 meters, but it was the beginning of 10 meters for Drake, and of course they you know, 10 meters is kind of a stretch for them tubes there to keep oscillators oscillating at the right frequency for very long. You spend a lot of time touching up your VFO because they would tend to wander. And I did some experiments. Mostly I did like a blower on the outside that ran all the time, and you know, I'm thinking what I'm doing is trying to keep that temperature down to keep it from wandering. But on the other hand, when it heats up, it becomes more stable. So perhaps I was shooting myself in the foot by venting that hot air. I should have just left it heat itself up, and maybe the frequency would have been more stable. But anyway, Jim, threes to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, Jim, and have a good weekend, and we'll see you later. KC9VKV, keep up the good work there. K4LJE.
Roger, Jim, 3, sir. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. We have 3 minutes before 5. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
You want to check out? Give me a shout.
Okay, I heard a couple of stations way back in there. I'm on my local antenna now. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Alpha Juliet 4, uniform Oscar.
There's an Alpha Juliet 4 station. Come back with your call sign again, please.
It's Alpha Juliet 4, uniform Oscar, AJ4UO. Copy?
Roger, uniform Oscar. What's the name, please?
The name here is Chris.
Roger, Chris, and where are you, sir?
I'm in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Roger that. And what radio are you running, sir?
It's a Yaesu FT950.
FT950, is that a Roger?
Roger that.
Okay, Chris, gosh, you're taking my head off here on my local antenna. You're about 15 over. I'm not sure how long that will continue, but for right now, man, you're blowing my doors off, Roger.
Oh, well, thank you. I just redid my A4S antenna and got everything all back up again, and I'm aiming right at you.
Roger that. Now, let's see. What antenna is that? Is that a dipole?
No, sir. That's a 4-element. and it has the 40-meter kit with it.
Roger that. Well, I went around my SDRs there trying to find a better path, so I wound back up on my local antenna, and you're kind of in and out, but when you're in, boy, you're in for sure, Roger.
Well, I don't have the amplifier operating right now, so it's just 100 watts.
Roger. Now, why don't you have your amplifier operating right now?
Because I just redid everything in the shack, and I'm going to have a friend of mine come over before I crank this thing up and start running it. I'm just a little bit... I've only been a ham 10 years. I got my ham license the day after my 64th birthday. I'm now 74. So I'm a little unsure about a lot of things.
Roger. Well, you know, the thing about an amplifier and your unsurety about it is a good reason for you to start at about 10 or 15 watts in the tune-up process, so your drive level is very low, and you can, work up from there as opposed to, full tilt for first-time tuning. Roger?
Roger that. I understand. It's an SB220. It's not quite as old as I am, but it's 25, 30 years old anyway.
Yes, sir, Chris. Well, I hate to tell you, but, sir, that SB220 it will maybe outlast you another 20 years.
I hope so. I paid a pretty penny for it down in Huntsville at the Ham Fest down there about 5 years ago.
Roger, man, you're gonna be killer when you run a kilowatt on your site there. If you're running 100 watts now.
What's really funny is when I originally put this tower up 9 years ago, I didn't know a whole lot, and I got all my traps mixed up. And years is using a tuner with the beam. You're not supposed to use a tuner with the beam. So now, like I've got a brand new everything. That's amazing.
Roger that. Now, just a little review of your radio there. On our tune-up procedure, we suggest that you engage, what we're looking for is a 3 dB dynamic range as far as a transmit audio, and normal speech is 10 dB. So we have to do a little fattening there to make it 3 dB, and we start with that compressor engaged, but only at a 3, a token amount that you'll never hear on the air, but it does its thing as far as starting to build towards that 3 dB dynamic range. Roger?
I follow that. The only thing is I don't really know how to get to the compressor. I guess I need to go to the menu.
All right, let me give you some notes real quick because we're about out of time, and I'll give you some notes, and you can find things and set it up that way. First thing is to engage your compressor at a 3. Turn your compressor on and adjust it for a 3. Once you get that, move to your ALC. As you speak naturally into your microphone, adjust your ALC to its running mid-scale to 2/3 by way of adjusting your mic gain control. So you're speaking naturally into your microphone and adjusting your mic gain until your ALC is running mid-scale to 2/3. Roger?
Roger that. Compression to 3 and ALC to 2/3. Now that's the ALC knob is actually on the radio, so I won't have to do that with the menu.
So you can go into your ALC now?
Yeah, I have. Yes.
Okay. Do you know where your mic gain control is?
I do. Yes.
All right. So just key your mic, speak naturally, and tell me about something I don't know for 10 or 15 seconds, and adjust your mic gain until your ALC is reading mid-scale to 2/3.
Yes, sir. I'm turning the mic gain down now. That's it. That's about the... Well, it pops up to full, but I can turn it down again. I'll turn it down just a little bit more. Okay, that's pretty good.
Yeah, so what you want to do is speak naturally, and don't try to speak to make the meter where you want it to go. Just speak naturally and let your mic gain adjustment to put the meter where it needs to be. Roger, you just speak naturally, Roger.
Roger, that's hard to do, but I will do that. I'll try to turn it down. Okay, I've got it definitely mid-6.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks to be about 3 dB. So that, and maybe later on we can work on your EQ. Maybe next week, if you get a chance, give me a shout, and we'll work on your EQ a little bit. Roger?
Roger that. Are you're here on Friday, right?
Yes, sir. We are each Friday between 3:30 and 5 Eastern. And hopefully, all things being equal and the creeks don't rise, we'll be here next Friday. Roger?
We'll be here next Friday. Roger?
Thank you for your help so far.
Yes, sir, Chris. Okay, let me say 3:16. If you want to hear what your audio sounds like at the moment, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, that will take you to our QSO-VLOG page. We're running about 1,250 some odd recorded QSOs at the moment, but you'll be looking for one specifically entitled My Group Aircheck 8/14/20. Those numbers represent today's date. My Group Aircheck 8/14/20. Roger?
My group Aircheck 81428.
Roger. Now, and you need to be sure and stay on your microphone. Don't look around, look off, or whatever. You have to be constantly on your microphone on the on-axis position. That means straight into your microphone. Roger.
Roger. It's difficult to write and do all that. I am about 4 inches from the microphone, but when I look around or whatever,
Roger. And another thing is, if you get a chance, put a windscreen on your microphone. So what I do is I've got this windscreen that I can be right up on the mic, so there is no ambiguity about positioning to the mic. I'm right on it all the time, and I can only do that because of the windscreen. The windscreen makes close proximity miking possible. Without it, there would be so much lip noise and mouth noise that folks QRM themselves sometimes without a windscreen. Roger?
Roger that. I understand. Let me ask you a question. I talk locally with the group, and I turn my wattage down to about 10 watts. Is that going to affect any of these settings?
No. But the thing is, radio is designed to transmit. My personal philosophy, the radio is designed to transmit. 100 watts is the normal situation, and so I'm going to run that radio at 100 watts. And I am also going to be careful about my band pass. I want my band pass to be 100 to 2900. Like the 7300 has 3 different band passes. I recommend setting all of those band passes to 100 to 2900, so you can only operate your radio in the 100 to 2900 band pass. Roger?
Roger that. So I should not turn it down. I happen to be there's a group of about 10 of us, and I have the highest elevation. I'm 1,200 feet where I'm at. Everybody else is at about 600 feet, and I tend to blow their doors off a little bit. So I guess I should just tell everybody to prepare for that and set their radios accordingly.
That's right. Well, let everybody come up to perfection. You're already there. I mean, the 3 dB dynamic range is a good range to be broadcasting. Commercial radio runs maybe 2 dB dynamic range, a dB and a half, but they have some very sophisticated equipment that allows them to broadcast in that much fullness, whereas with us hams, we have rudimentary equipment that if we use judiciously, we can get a very good signal, but we have to be careful that we set it up in just a certain way. That's why I suggest, and we went through a whole litany of how to get to a 3 dB dynamic range in a non-generic setup procedure, and I think we found it with a 3 dB compression ratio and or a number 3 compression ratio setup, and then move to that ALC and adjust the ALC for mid-scale to 2/3. And between those two, usually we can come up with a 3 dB transmission dynamic range. Roger?
Roger. Oh, wow. This is better than YouTube. I live on YouTube. I just, it doesn't matter what I want to do. There's always, no matter what I want to do, what I want to do, there's always somebody else that's done it first.
Roger that. Well, let me get out of here. We are past, we're 10 minutes past being a pumpkin. I keep forgetting what we turn into at 5 o'clock, but we turn into a pumpkin. So I've been 10 minutes of pumpkin. I got to get out of here. So I'll say threes to you, Chris. If you get a chance, check your audio out on YouTube. And then if you can also get a chance to join us next Friday between 3:30 and 5. Roger?
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. I will look to you next time. This is Alpha, Juliet 4, Uniform Officer 73. Thank you.
Roger, Roger. And I would keep my ALC meter displayed for a couple of days, and just try to keep that meter moving mid-scale to 2/3 on the ALC. It takes a little practice, but again, you want to speak naturally, and when you do that, and just look up from time to time and verify that you are mid-scale to 2/3, and over a period of time, you will build a consensus of opinion as to when that adjustment is correct. So we'll say threes for now. You have a great weekend. Roger?
Thank you. This is AJ for you.
Roger, Roger. And with that, this is KC9VKV. We've enjoyed the afternoon, and hopefully you will join us, if you can, next Friday from 3:30 till 5, where we record live and then post it up on YouTube so folks can come by and check out what their audio sounds like before and after some of our setups. And so we'll see you next Friday. And right now we'll be returning this frequency to normal amateur use. This is KC9VKV clear.
Whiskey 6 Uniform Bravo. I appreciated the discussion, and perhaps we can talk next week from W6UB.
Roger, Roger, W6UB. Catch you next Friday afternoon, 3:30 till 5. Roger.
Roger.
KC9VKV clear, clear.